Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to get this makeup look. It's a kind of semi-glam makeup look, and let's get to it. Okay, to start off today's look, we are going to be going in with primer, and I have two. I'm going to be using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer with the pore minimizing one around my T-zone, and then I'm going to be using the Too Faced Hangover RX on everywhere else. So I'm going to be starting with the Smashbox one, just a little bit. So I'm going to be putting this right in my T-zone where I get the most oily. And then I'm going to be putting just 1.5 pumps of the Hangover one on the rest of my face. Okay, so to start foundation, I'm going to be also going in with two. I'm going to be taking both from L'Oreal. I'm going to take the Pro Matte Infallible in shade 101, and then the L'Oreal Infallible Total Coverage in 302. So the first thing I'm going to do is start with a little bit of the matte one, just about that much. And then I'm going to be taking the Total Coverage for extra coverage, just a little bit. And then I'm going to be taking my foundation brush from, looks like this, and I'm going to be mixing it. Oh, I did not put enough on here. And then I'm going to be taking it and just putting it on my face to start with. Once that is put on our face, I'm going to use my black beauty blender, and I'm going to be bouncing it into the skin. After my foundation is blended with the beauty blender, I'm going to be taking my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Sand, and I'm going to be highlighting my face, also concealing, and I'm going to be putting it in an upside down triangle under both of my eyes, and then on the center of my face. Also with the beauty blender, I'm going to be blending it out. So now that it's all blended, I'm going to be taking my Cover FX Translucent Light Setting Powder, and I'm going to be setting everywhere that I can concealer. So I'm going to be taking a lot of it using my damp beauty blender. I'm going to be putting it under the eye. And also down the center of my face. Okay, so I'm going to let that bake for a few minutes now while I set the rest of my face. So now that I have all my powder on, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Contour Color. It's like it's a cushion bronzer. So I'm going to be taking that on a Wet n Wild powder brush, I think. Sure, powder brush. And I'm going to be taking just a little bit of that to make a base for my contour. Okay, now that that is all blended out, and I put the thing back on. I'm going to be setting the rest of my face with the Wet n Wild Pressed Powder in the shade Warm Light. And I'm going to be using a very old All Over Powder Pro number 61 from Sephora. So I'm going to be taking just a little bit of that and putting it all over my face. Now that all of my face is set and I'm still leaving my under eye bake powder on, I'm gonna be taking my Morphe M401 with my Anastasia light to medium contour kit, and I'm gonna be mixing these two shades, and I'm gonna be using them to sweep off my bake. Also with that, I'm going to go a little bit on my eyelids to set that concealer that I put on there. And highlight everywhere else where I put that powder and concealer. Okay, now my favorite part, we are going to contour. So I'm also going to be using, again, the Anastasia contour kit, and I'm going to be using the shade, using these two shades on a Morphe M437. Get a little bit, and I'm going to tap it off, and then with the R2 from Morphe, I'm going to be taking those same shades from Anastasia and putting them on my forehead. And then with whatever is left on my powder brush, I'm going to be going over and patting motions to further blend the contour. Next, we are going to add some blush. I'm going to be using the Color Pop with K-Pop, and it's in color Flushed. I've used this up. So this is the color, and I'm going to do a very light wash of it on towards the back of my cheekbones to give them a lifted structure. Okay, I'm going to be taking just a little bit down the bridge of the nose and just kind of all over the face to give it a little bit of a natural flush of color. Okay. Okay, I'm going to save highlighting for last so that I can end this video on a good note. So now I'm going to be doing my eyes. And what I'm going to be using is the Viseart. And then also I'm going to be using the Narcissus palette in the shade Loaded. To start my eyes, I'm going to be using the white shade from the Viseart palette, and I'm going to be using this Morphe MB10. Going to be taking that shade and applying it all over the lid from crease to brow bone. Okay, so the next shade I'm going to be taking is this shade right here. It's called Bumaris. I'm sorry if I butchered that, but I'm going to be taking just a white, or that on a E22 from Morphe. I'm going to be taking that as my transition shade. Okay, now that that is built up to where I want it to be, I'm going to be taking the shade, this shade right here. Okay. It's called Alniwick. I don't know. But I'm going to be taking it on an M433. It's my favorite blending brush ever. I'm going to be taking that, I'm going to be starting it in the outer quarter. And as it loses product, I'm going to be drawing it into the crease. I'm going to go back in with my transition shade to blend everything out. I think I used the wrong color. That's okay. Okay, next I'm going to be taking this very precise pencil brush. It's the ME36 from Morphe. And I'm going to be taking this shade right here, the darkest brown in the NARS palette. I'm going to be taking just a little bit of that and lining it on the outer lash line. Okay, once that is done, I'm going to be taking that transition shade brush, the E22, with no product on it, and just blending. I'm blending in circular motions and windshield wiper motions also. Okay, going to be going in with the E36 again, that same brush, the pencil brush, and I'm going to be taking this shade right here from the Viseart palette. And I'm going to be taking that and defining my crease. So I'm going to be taking I'm going to be like a C from the crease in. Right now it's going to be looking a little harsh, but we are going to blend it again with the E22 with no product on it. This time I'm going to be doing circular motions up. So next I'm going to be highlighting my brow bone with the white shade from the Viseart palette with the same brush. Highlighting the brow bone. Also going to be putting that on my lid to prep us for the single eyeshadow we will be putting on.
Looks good.
So now I'm going to be taking this Real Text detailer brush, it's an orange one. And I'm going to be taking this single eyeshadow from L'Oreal. It's called Amber Rush. So it looks like this. And I'm going to be taking that on this little brush and putting it all over my lid. After the Amber Rush shade is on, I'm going to be taking Everglow, which is Ofra in collaboration with Nikki Tutorials. I'm going to be taking the lightest shade, which is this one, and I'm going to be highlighting my inner corner, or my tear duct, with that shade.
Are you doing it on... Oh, you haven't done it yet.
Okay, so next is eyeliner, and I'm going to be taking the NYX Matte Liquid Liner, and I'm going to do just one very thin line of eyeliner across my upper lash line to define my eyes, but I'm going to do it off camera, so... Okay, I'm going to be doing my bottom eyelash now. I'm going to be taking the MAC eyeliner pencil thing in the shade Duck. It's like a light neutral brown, I guess. I'm going to be taking that on the bottom lash line.
Your mirrors.
So now once that's on, I'm going to be taking the darkest shade that I put in my crease, which is the one from the Viseart palette, the darkest brown, this one.
Okay.
And I'm going to be taking that on the E22 and smoking out my bottom lash line. And I'm putting that color just in the outer third to mimic the upper. Next I'm going to be taking my gunmetal brush, I guess. And I'm going to be taking the transition shade that I used in the eyeshadow palette in the NARS one. And I'm just going to be blending out the dark color. Okay, so now we are going to be moving on to eyelashes, and I'm also going to do this off camera. So I'm going to be curling my lashes up to Jesus, and I'm going to be curling them with this very old, rugged purple eyelash curler, and I'm going to be using the Roller Lash from Benefit Cosmetics. Okay, so now that my eyes are done, I'm going to be setting my face with the NYX Matte Finish setting spray, I guess. I'm going to be spraying that all over my face. I use a lot of it, yes I know. I'm going to be I'm going to be mixing 2 highlighters so that they are more intense with the setting spray underneath. I'm going to be taking the Makeup Forever Pro Fusion in the shade 01. Looks like this, and then I'm also going to be mixing with the Everglow from Ofra. So first I'm going to be taking the Makeup Forever one. And just a little bit of the Ofra Cosmetics one because it is very blinding. Okay, so I'm going to be setting my face again with the setting spray just to set every powder product in. So now we're going to be moving on to lips, and I'm going to be using the Kylie Cosmetics Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Candy K. It looks a little bit like this. And I'm going to get just applying that to my lips.
Move your mirror.
Okay, and this is the finished look. Bye, guys. Okay, so today,